Welcome to this Pick a Pile reading. My name is Sarah Jones. I'm an intuitive psychic and tarot therapist here at Tarot Therapy Co. And in this reading, we're going to be looking at changes and the divine feminine energy and that spiritual warrior path that we are all on. I've been feeling drawn to do this one because I'm struggling with changes myself, and I know that others are in the collective. So hopefully this helps bring you some guidance and clarity on your path right now. So you want to take a moment to look at the three piles and see which pile you're drawn to, whether it's pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. And then go ahead in the video description, and there are timestamps to take you right to your reading. Thank you so much for joining me, and be sure to subscribe while you are here. All right, pile number 1. If you chose pile number 1, this is your reading. So let's see what changes are going on, what the divine feminine energy is, what do our guides want us to know, okay? So we've got motivation, okay? We've got Pope Joan, the Pontiff of Possibilities. Possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. And we got some distorted desire going on. Conscious desire really rarely satisfies the unconscious need driving it. Okay? And we've got hope. We've got some synchronicities going on and some messages trying to come through to us through music. Have you been hearing that? If not, you'll want to pay attention. You'll also want to pay attention to the signs, to angel numbers, whatever is coming through, because I feel like your spirit guides are really trying to talk to you here. Your motivations, it's not that you need motivation, it's that your motivation is changing. What once interested you really doesn't anymore. And there's some things that are interesting you that are kind of distracting you from your responsibilities or your possibilities. So there's some kind of stressful pattern going on here that you really need to face and power and heal. I feel like you need to watch out for boredom. We have that distorted desires there. Are you doing things out of boredom? Are you trying to fill up a hole because you can't handle that boredom? Like other emotions or feelings are coming in during those moments, and you're not allowing yourself to feel them and process them and deal with them. Instead, you're doing something else, trying to get like an immediate feel good, So watch for your motivation, watch for what's motivating you, why is it motivating you. It's okay to head in new directions. It's okay to have different motivations. I feel like for some of you, you may want to increase your energy by some kind of detox or by exercising, speaking the truth about your needs and your desires. As I said, we see that distorted desires going on there. So there's something that doesn't feel right. There's something that we think we want, or we feel like we know that we want, but it's really not right for us. How you experience the world, it changes throughout your lifetime. So you're getting to this moment where you're going through this transition, this change, and you're shifting in your perception. And things that you desired before do not bring the same fulfillment anymore for you. Okay? How you're experiencing your own reality is changing because of everything you've been through. So it may seem a little different. It may seem off. It may not feel right, and you may be kind of trying to run back to what was or what did feel good. But that's not going to work for you anymore either, unfortunately. You know, when we go through these transitions and these awakenings, we can't go back. Going back never feels the same. So keep that in mind. Watch for limited beliefs or false beliefs that are coming up for you at this time. I feel like there's things that you've just outgrown. You've mentally outgrown them. And they're not going to be there. They're not going to be the same, is what really keeps coming through. So this is why we see these messages in music. This is why we see the synchronicities. They're saying, have hope. These are like your messages from your guides right here, directly saying, you know, it may not feel right. It may not feel good. It may feel uncomfortable. Move through the uncomfortableness is what's coming through. Okay. Pope Joan, there's that pontiff of possibilities. You know, there's so many possibilities that you can't see right now. And it feels like you're a bit stuck on just the possibilities that you can see or that you know or that you understand. Your guides want you to believe and trust in what you believe about yourself. Trust what is within you. Don't rely on what you see around you at this time. Have faith. Have hope. Know that you're currently being transformed from within. And I want you to begin to believe in a vision of your life. Something different. Imagine it with all of your senses. And when it exists in the reality around you, it won't seem so different or uncomfortable as you move into that kind of new reality. Trust that your soul knows what is possible for you. Trust in your new motivations. Let go of old ways of being, of thinking, of trying to find fulfillment. Watch for the synchronicities. Watch for the messages. Listen for those messages in music as well. And move forward during this time with hope. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I do hope that it resonated with you. Please hit that like button if it did. If you know somebody who could benefit from this reading, please share it with them. And as always, if you want to see more readings from me, please be sure to subscribe. Thank you for joining me for this reading. If you chose pile number 2, this is your reading. So let's see what changes you're going through and how we can move through this. What do we need to know? All right, so we got leaving. We got Lilith. She's the first woman. The voice of my body and soul, and I choose the life that I desire to live. We love Lilith, don't we? She's very empowering. We also have broken dreams. Only you can accept or reject your dreams. So it seems like if you chose this pile, there's a little bit of sadness going on. I need to kind of take back your power a bit here and trust in what is leaving your life at this time. What's leaving? What's walking away or asking you to let go at this time? And then, yeah, we see that sorrow, that distress, that need for clarity, to see things clearly, and I need to listen to our guidance. You know, guidance comes in all forms, not just reading. Guidance comes in the form of advice from loved ones. Guidance comes in really seeing a therapist. It comes from our own intuitive feelings as well. But sometimes when we're going through things that are difficult, we may find it hard to get clarity from our own feelings. They may be a bit distorted. So I feel like for many of you who chose this, that's kind of the issue. You're not really feeling, you're not able to kind of trust in your own guidance system at the moment. But with Lilith being there, I feel like that's not true. I feel like maybe more so you're ignoring it, or you don't want to hear what it has to say. For many of you, I'm feeling this need to leave toxic situations, whether it's a job or a relationship or a friendship, whatever it is. There's some kind of toxic situation and you've done your best here, but the healthiest choice is really to move on. And that brings up a lot of confusion, a lot of insecurity, wondering, am I on the right path? You are. Know that things do work out for the best. And you know, with this leaving, this essence of moving away from stuff, your departure doesn't have to be sudden. It doesn't have to be drastic. Kind of like that butterfly there. You can build a cocoon. You can plan. You can prepare for this transition. You can make your exit gradual so you feel comfortable and secure doing this healthy change, letting go. You know, it doesn't have to be an all or nothing type of, you know, thing. I think we talk about letting go all the time. It's like, oh, we're supposed to do this and we're supposed to let go, and I don't know how to do that. You can do it in steps. It doesn't have to be done all at once. You know, I feel like you need to pay attention to your attitude towards disappointment or perceived failures or rejection. All of these things kind of derail your confidence, and I feel like many of you are allowing it to do so even more at this time. You know, and you're letting doubt come in, maybe having moments where you're feeling like, I'm going to give up. I'm not going to do this. This isn't worth my time. This isn't worth my effort. And it's only because you had this one moment, perhaps of rejection or disappointment or things not working out as you thought they would. And you're letting that allow you to self-sabotage things at this time. So I don't want you to do that. I know it's hard, but you have to keep working through some disappointments, through some rejection, through some failures. Perceived setbacks, they're often opportunities for you to explore new ways of kind of realizing your vision or realizing your dream. So if you're leaving a toxic situation, it's because you've learned all you can from that. And that situation is not going to give you what you thought it would. It's not going to give you the life that you thought you would live, and it's just never going to. So now you may have to step back and say, okay, I still want that kind of life. I still want a relationship with somebody. I still, you know, want a job. I have to work, you know, where I still want friends. But what I was experiencing is not the type of experience that I wanted. And I still want this other experience. And now I have to walk down a different path to gain that experience. I'm not going to gain it here. Okay? You know, setbacks give us opportunities to think differently. You know, interpret things differently. Not give up. And you know, we don't have to give up on our dream, but we just have to give up sometimes on the path that we're trying to take to our dream. Sometimes there's a fork in the road. And for those of you who have chosen this pile, there is a fork in the road for you. One side, I feel like one side has clarity and one side has sorrow. And it's up to you to decide which one you're going to take. And both paths have a lesson. Both paths ultimately lead to the same place, but one path is a little bit easier. I feel like the guidance here, that feather's really sticking out to me. Explore ways of doing what you love differently. If there's something you like to do and you've been doing it one way, how else could you do that? If there is a toxic relationship that you need to walk away from, could you imagine yourself being in a relationship that's healthy? Because there's another way to do it. There's the toxic way and there's the healthy way. I'm going to say the toxic way and the healthy way. Okay? With jobs, there's the toxic, draining, miserable, don't want to go to do this anymore way of doing it. And there's the way of finding another job, another career, something else that feels good, that feels right, that you enjoy getting up and going to every day. So be flexible with the way that you go about realizing your dreams. What is broken or what breaks happens for a reason, and you're not meant to put it back together. Broken things never go back together in the same way. You're meant to move on, make something different. Do you ever see the broken teacup and then they make this beautiful, they put glue it back together differently with little stairs or something, and now it's something else? That's where you're heading, and I want to save you from unnecessary heartache or regret or lost time or despair by helping you choose the right path, following the guidance from your higher self. So you may not trust in your higher self right now, but that Lilith, she's coming through, and she kind of embodies that emotional and spiritual aspects of your unconscious, your unrealized desires. You know, she owns her body and her soul completely, and she wants you to do the same. She wants you, it's like that. I want you to think about that. What would happen if you left everything behind in your life? What prevents you from getting to experience all that you desire? What is getting in that way? Is it you? Is it an idea of someone you have to be? Is it a toxic situation holding you back? You know, holding on to your personal power? It is time to see yourself as worthy of whatever it is that you choose to do in your life, whatever you desire, whatever you dream of. What does the life you truly desire look like? Because at this moment, you're not living it, but you're being given the opportunity to move and take a different path towards it. Okay? So, if this reading resonated with you, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more readings from me, please be sure to subscribe. And if you know somebody who could benefit from this reading, please be sure to share it with them. If you chose pile number 3, then this is your reading. So we're going to take a look at your divine feminine path, the transition, the changes. What advice do you need? What do you need to know at this time? Okay? So we have welcome the new. We have the goddess of light. We have some distorted perceptions. Reality is really what we are raised to believe that it is. We have confidence here. Impatience. Oh. And some abandonment wounds going on that are showing up at this time for us. Okay? Let's just get that in perspective there. And I feel like those abandonment wounds are causing those distorted perceptions. So there's some new stuff going on, a new change, a new transition, and there also seems to be some anxiety, some need for reassurance, a need to have that confidence in yourself, in your choices, in your path, you know, having faith and confidence and knowing that you're going to know what to do. Trust that your needs are going to be met. But you have to follow your inner guidance. You can't let these, distorted, unhealthy things kind of get in your way, because when we do, that's when things get all screwed up for us and we get confused and we don't know which way to go, because we're allowing something that is not true. We're not trusting ourselves. We're not trusting others. Maybe we're overgiving of ourselves, or I don't know. I feel like you need to you're impatient. You got to come within, and coming within is never something that happens quickly. I feel like there's something that needs to be healed here, and you can't run through it. You can't move through it. You have to be able to see your own light. I feel like that's what the goddess is coming through and saying. In order to see your own light, you got to give yourself a little time to heal, a little time to move through your wounds, go within, so you can kind of come back out more confident and more trusting. And I feel like you need a little bit of a reminder of who you are and why you are. There's this need to find your way back to the light. Again, there's that distorted perception there that is kind of getting in the way of things for you. I feel like you may be struggling to understand the difference between needs and wants. And the key to that is to figuring out what the root of the desire is. Okay? That's going to help you to distinguish what is kind of a self-sabotaging compulsion or a mirage from what is kind of genuinely life-enhancing. It's like, what do I realistically pursue on my path at this time? What I want, what I need. Is what I want and what I need two different things? The untruth, the distortion is never going to satisfy you. So I feel like there's this need for you to go within, to find your light again, and to look around on the outside and see what is distorted, what is not true. Illusions have no sustenance. That they're just never, they're never truth. And I want you to look at any abandonment wounds you have. Are you overgiving? Do you fear being left out? Are there some codependency issues? Are there issues with trust here? Because that is the root of this distorted perception in your life. And for everyone is different. So there's just this lesson to learn about yourself and how you see things. So whether you're seeing yourself in a distorted way, whether you're seeing another person or a situation in a distorted way, it's yourself, it's a person, or it's a situation. And you need to figure out what that distortion is, so you can unpack the reasons why you're turning away from the truth, or maybe why you're turning away from the truth, and or instead of confronting it and allowing yourself to see it, because it might be necessary to kind of compassionately release yourself from an unwarranted conviction that things or a person will magically change into kind of what they have the potential to become, and stop making excuses for why they have not. And again, this is either yourself, this is another, or this is a situation. It's time to get clear on your heart's core desire. Recognize the truth. Make space for the truth in your life and set yourself free from illusions. And you're only going to be able to do this if you take the time to do so. Make room for that new. Make room for that light, and make room for that confidence. Okay? So if this reading resonated with you, please be sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more readings from me, please be sure to subscribe. And if you know somebody who could benefit from this reading, please be sure to share it with them.